and it's really something. I've seen some of the pictures, I've seen some of the sketches he has from the artists that did them. Stuff you've never seen before, ever, you know. And the other stuff, he just made it up. That's true. It's going to be a great book. Got to fill the book somehow. It's hard to write a full book about a movie that was never made.
That is true.
But how many scripts have you got in there? At USC, it turned out a lot of material was donated years ago by MGM, and through a series of interesting accidents, I found out about it, and I was the first person to ever ask about War Eagles, and it turned out they had 12 drafts and 22 revisions in the basement. And these were not copies, these were the actual hand-typed drafts from the writers with all the hand notations from people like Cyril Hume and Harold Lamb, who were terrific writers, and the scripts were wonderful. So a lot more material than people do, and all of it's terrific, and it holds up today. It's a great concept. So put that on your want list. For sure.
Keep an eye out for it.
Yeah. In fact, it holds up so well today
that there has been a novelization just released by Carl Maychek with a cover by Bill Stout.
This is a novelization of Carl's script, which he has written for Ray Harryhausen, who is hoping to produce War Eagles as a motion picture.
Ray is the only living person who was ever in the War Eagles production offices, and it's actually where he met Willis O'Brien for the first time in probably in the spring of 1939. And he's wanted to produce this film all of his life, and finally was able to get the rights. And it's a fun, pulpy novel. It's a lot of fun, and I think the script's going to turn out great as well. But this is the perfect cover too. It's in that same tradition, that same style, and we'll have these at Bill's table after the presentation. Crash land into your typical Lost World volcanic crater area. Dinosaurs roaming around. They find the Vikings have been living there for hundreds of years, and they live up in the upper mountain regions where they've domesticated these giant prehistoric eagles. So they're able to jump on these and ride around, and they have various adventures in different scripts. But it was 39, it was a period film, so eventually they get the radio and the plane working again, and hear that Germany has conquered Europe and has given New York an ultimatum that they're going to bomb New York City in 3 days. The reason they're able to do this is because they have a super weapon. It's actually a magnetic pulse device, which is something that they really were working on at the time. And it negates all electrical activity. You can't start a plane engine, you can't have radar, targeting systems, searchlights, nothing. And it's a very practical way to attack. And it's mounted in a huge Zeppelin, which is kind of like the Death Star of 1939. It has its own Air Force built in, 4 out of the sides. So they know they can't get a conventional aircraft in the air to fight these, so they realize the men on the Eagles can help. And in 3 days, they ride down, fly down over the polar region and engage the German Air Force over New York Harbor.
The last interview with Fay Ray, before she passed away, at the ripe old age of, what, 96? I guess most people thought that that would be the closing the door on any first-hand tales from the making of King Kong and the other RKO pictures that Cooper worked on and O'Brien, like She and The Last Days of Pompeii. But that's not the case. It turns out that a member of the RKO effects department during all these years, named Harry Redmond Jr., is coming up on his 99th birthday, and he is a remarkable gentleman with a wonderful memory, and who had always turned down requests over the years for interviews. And for whatever reason, I wrote him a 3-page letter and must have struck a chord with him, and he very kindly agreed to talk to me. And we did 2 about hour and 20-minute interviews just a month ago. And these are being written up as we speak, and I don't know what outlet they will be in yet, but keep your eyes on the genre magazines in the upcoming near future for this tales from RKO firsthand, never before.